Hi, you wonderful crocheters out there. How you doing? I've been working on my pillow. The pattern that I was working on that I showed you the other day, I ripped it all out. There was something about it that was missing. It just wasn't working. And I started it about 3 or 4 times, but I don't know if it's the language barrier or maybe I'm better at reading patterns, but the one I'm doing now, let me show you the pattern. Let me stop right here. This is for the pillow. And this pattern is by Bag O' Day, 1, 2, 3, Crystal. And it looks crooked there, doesn't it? But it's not crooked, I don't think. Just where I've been holding it. But don't you like, I love the color change in it. It's very subtle. It's not like that brunette pop where all of a sudden you're in black and then all of a sudden you're in white. But I like the 4 cables, and it will go completely around, and then you're going to make some stitching around the sides and the bottom. So it'll fit the pillow very nicely. Now I used a larger hook than she recommended. Can you see it better now? And you can see through it, but that's all right. You know, I didn't want, there, that's pretty. See the cross stitch? Yeah, I like that. So I've been working on that. And, oh my goodness, I've been working on quite a few things. The other thing that I've been working on, and this is a test run of the manatee that I'm making. And this is just it's just a sample. I think I screwed up in a couple places, but it's getting better now. I mean, I'm getting the hang of it. But I don't have the 15 milligram mm's of the right eyes. So I just put a couple buttons there just so that I can see, because the mouth, the mouth I'm going to make next. But I think I've got the hang of it, and I might end up, now that I've got the hang, I might just take all of this out and redo it once my eyes come in. But I got another week to work on it. But it's really cool the way that she has you go in, like you're crocheting along, and then she has you go down a couple of rows and do a front post for for a few stitches, and then when you go back on the next row, then you pick up where you had on the back post, and that's what gives it that wrinkle look. See how it's getting that wrinkle look right there? Well, there is 1 or 2 through here, but you can't see it very well. So I think when I do it the second time, it'll get more of a, thing like this. But I just use this yarn. It's just one of those little speckle yarns. But manatees are mostly like gray and brown, but they have a lot of things growing on them. So that's why I thought this might do. But anyway, that's my tester, and I've got it now. And then when I decide on the correct color of yarn, and then I'll start making it in February. But yeah, I got that all started and figured out. And I found the pattern online. It's not on YouTube, it's online, but gosh, I can't remember who it is now. Kitty something. But I'll let you know once I get started on the real one. So I've been doing that, and then I started my Walker Caddy. Now these are colors that I just had hanging around. I had a lot of pink and red and white. So I put 3 colors together. And what I want, and it's thick, and I like it because it's going to be nice and sturdy, but I want it to be long enough that I could put my thing of bounce in it. The carton of bounce, which I think I've got the right width and everything. And I'm just single crocheting. I just started with like 30 stitches, and then in the round, I just put it in the round. I don't like making it. This is easier than making like 2 and then sewing them together. This way you've got, you've got a nice base, nice and thick base, so things won't slide through. So yes, I started that. I like the color though, isn't it pretty? Matches my outfit, which I made myself. I know you can tell. It's not, I just can't get it to go right. But I bought some material. Yeah, I used to, when I went to high school, you took home ec. I don't think they do that now. And you learn how to cook. You learn how to sew. Gosh, I can't think of all the things how to read recipes, all the things that really has helped me through my life. And one of them was sewing. My grandmother was a sewer. She made all of her clothes. Oh yeah, all of her clothes. She made all of her kids' clothes. And I believe she made her own clothes way up into her like 60s and 70s. And back then they just wore dresses. I mean, and on Sunday, man, you wear nothing but a dress on Sunday because that's church day. And I was raised as a Southern Baptist. Go! Southern Baptist. Oh yeah, North Carolina is full of Southern Baptists. And then we were in a church in Virginia that was Southern Baptist. Then they have the Southern Baptists and the Northern Baptists and all that good stuff. But yeah, I was an avid churchgoer until I was probably a senior in high school. Because when I was a sophomore, I believe, we got a new minister in our church. Well, the minister had a daughter. Guess what? She was the same age as I am. And I was very reclusive growing up. In other words, being the oldest 8 children, I spent a lot of my time, helping my mother cook, do laundry, iron. Oh, iron. I hate iron. I don't iron unless it's absolutely necessary. Hate it. And take care of the kids and babysitting. So I didn't do a lot of things, curriculum activities at school. Well, the preacher's daughter moves in town. And you've heard the story about preacher's daughters. Well, it's true. I mean, she was wild. Not wild, but we did this great crazy things. Like we go to Sunday school, and then after Sunday school, we'd get in her red convertible and drive over to Hop Shops and have I think it was an orange freeze. God, they were good. And something to eat. And then drive back to church like we had been there. God, we were funny. We were funny. Because you went to church all day long. And then you go home, you eat, and then you have to go back to church for, I think it was, what did they call it? Something in the evening, and then you go to evening service, and I was in the choir, and we usually sang at I wasn't in the adult choir, I was in the other choir, and we sang at the night service. Yeah, who could stand us during the day? We weren't bad, we weren't good, but we weren't bad. But she and I were in the choir together. So she's the one that brought me out of my shell and showed me things probably that I didn't know about, but we did things that were crazy, and it was just, she really opened my eyes. And then in my junior year, we did a play. It was Music Man. Well, I was one of the girls in the back. I think I was that Music Man? The Pick a Little Ladies or whatever it was. But, nothing outstanding. I did do something outstanding. We did it for 2 nights. And it was the first night, and my parents were there. And I had one line to sing. One line that had maybe 5-6 words in it. Well, so we're lined up on the stage, and it's like the stagecoach is coming to town, right? Remember that? Well, I had one line like, I'm expecting a new, and I scream, and I'm expecting a new, And everybody started laughing. They thought that it was something naughty, you know, that I was expecting. But it was a new rocking chair. I'm expecting a new rocking chair. But I forgot the words. I cut it right there. Forgot the words. Well, I went, when the show was over and I went in the back, I just cried. My mama come up. She says, "Oh, honey, you did wonderful." She says, "Everybody's talking about it and laughing." And I went, "Oh, God, what did I do?" Well, the second night, they wanted me to do it again, but I couldn't because I couldn't remember what I did. Now I remember the lines. So the second night, it went okay. I got the lines out. So the second, my senior year, we did, well, anyway, so Vicki and I, you know, after all the rehearsals and stuff, and we went everywhere. But let me tell you, well, no, this was after. Yeah, it was. It was doing a rehearsal, and it was Music Man, I believe. There were 4 of us in her car, and she had a red convertible. It was her mother's, and her mother was ill and wasn't able to drive around. So we just, you know, you ride around a lot in your car, and the top's down, and there was 4 of us. It was 2 other guys and us, and I knew nothing about guys. I mean, I just knew nothing, and I didn't realize that. Well, anyway, it didn't matter. But anyway, so we were just riding around, and we were going down this hill, Wilson Boulevard, going into Arlington. And we turned right onto this dirt road. So we followed the dirt road on through the back, and we went on. And then we saw this house back there, and the lights were on. And we went on the side of the house, and we, you know, the windows were all uncovered, and we see this huge Swatzer flag on the wall. And all these people were chanting and, you know, raising their hands and "Hi Hitler" and all that. And I went, "Oh my God, what have we got ourselves into?" Oh, and this was 1962, I think. Well, we got scared, and we turned around, and somehow we got our butts out of there. I was going to say asses, but we got our butts out of there fast. And laughed all night long. We laughed. We went to Hot Shops. Had to get something cold to drink because we were all shaking like a leaf. But anyway, it turned out that the head person, I guess the leader of the Communist Party, Nazis or whatever, lived there. And they were having a big meeting because they were kind of, you know, these guys were in like these uniforms and stuff. But years later, not too much later, though, that leader was killed in the shopping center there in Arlington. And that was a scary, scary thing. So the second year, the senior year, we did, that was Carousel. Now, that's right, Carousel was first, and then Music Man. So anyway, it was my coming out party, I guess you would say. First time I've ever, you know, had any curriculum activities outside of my family, of school, you know, in school. So it was quite fun. We had a good time. And I believe it was my senior year. We went to an after, you know, what do you call it, after show party or whatever. And it was in somebody's basement. You know, back then, this is in the early 60s, 50s, whatever. But we, you know, they had parties in people's basements and stuff like that. Well, somebody had what they call, what was that, Boone Farm that you could get at 7-Eleven, Boone Farm wine or whatever it was. Well, Vicki and I drank some of that. And it just so happened that one of the girls that went to high school with us, that went to our church, she told on us. She told the minister that Vicki and I were drinking at this party. And you know, Boone Farm, we weren't affected by it or anything like that. We were just trying it out. But we both got in trouble. We got called into the minister's office and got read, you know, the riot act and all that stuff. My parents, I'll tell you, my parents were wonderful. I mean, they didn't, when I got caught smoking, babysitting these kids, and my friend Kathy was there. We went in the bathroom and had smoked a cigarette, and the kids told on us. And then they called my parents, and poor Kathy, she was put on some kind of restrictions for like 6 months. She couldn't leave the house. Well, my parents, you know, that's part of growing up. They didn't punish me or anything. They never really punished me about things like that. I guess they just thought that was part of growing up. They were good about stuff like that, at least with me. That was my experience. You know, you talk to my brothers and sisters, and their experiences would be different. So, anyway, I lived through it, and through those 2 years that I was, you know, running around with the preacher's daughter. And the sad thing is, well, wonderful thing is that the preacher's daughter and I were best friends for all our lives, you know, because we were like 16 when we met. And last year she died of a heart attack. And it was quite sad just thinking about it now, kind of. I miss her. And she traveled all over the world. Her husband was with the DEA, and he was down in South America and Central America and all those terrible places that drugs are very prominent. But yeah, she was here. We met a couple guys that we went to high school with for breakfast, and she came home and she didn't look well, and I told her that she needed to go to the doctor, but she was very stubborn about that. And a couple weeks later, her son found her that she had died in her bedroom getting dressed that morning. It was very sad. It was a friendship. And you know, when people are cremated, and that's what I'm going to be doing, no one holds any kind of service. I find it's hard for closure. And maybe that's why they have funerals and memorial service and everything for closure. But her family, she didn't do it for her husband, and she didn't do it. Her family didn't do it for her kids. So anyway, that was a terrible loss. So the last couple days I've been binging out on Outlander, but I decided to come in here. I was working on my pillow because I ripped, you know, with the other pattern, I ripped it out like 3 times trying to figure out what in the hell she was doing. So I went online and found this pillow. She made Crystal made this 4 pillow. Now I took it up one hook larger. I'm doing it with an I hook. I believe she did it with an H, a G or an H. I can't remember. But since I was doing a larger pillow than she did, I thought I'd just go up an I hook. So I think that's going to be real pretty. I might even get that finished today. I'm going to work on it and binge out, go back and binge out on Outlander for a little while. But this goes quick. This only took me a few minutes to get this going. So what I'm going to do is I started out with 30 stitches, and I'm going to build it up, at least 12 inches. I figured at least 12 inches. Let's see. Well, maybe not even. Yeah. No. Not 12 inches. Maybe about, I was going to say 10. 9, 8, about 8 inches, I think. That'll be good. And then, when I get to the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and make a strap. What am I going to do? I haven't got that far yet. I don't want to waste your time. I haven't got that far yet. Let me get there, but I have it in my mind, and I'm going to use Velcro. I've decided to use Velcro because I think that's going to last quite a bit. But what I want to do is have it, and then I'm going to make another, attach it, and then I have another one hanging on the other side, exactly like this. Now, how I'm going to do the middle, I haven't quite decided yet, but some kind of strapping, so that I put Velcro on the top, and the top of the other one will go together, but yet I'll have enough yarn, enough space here that the yarn will flip over on the, on the the bar or whatever it is. But you'll see it when I get it finished. Anyway. Okay, it's just a quiet Sunday afternoon here. No one bothering me. Nobody knocking on the door. No phone calls. Nothing. Just me and my hook. When I just put my hook over here. Yeah, this I'm doing with an end hook. I've been using these pencil covers because it hurts my poor little finger. But someday I'm going to invest and get some of those things that you roll on to help you with that. But I put the wrong hook in there. So that's what I've been working on. My manatee, my pillow, and my caddy cover. And that's it. And I want to thank all of you. All of you. Jane, thank you so much for sending people to my channel. I have enjoyed all of you people that are subscribing. I've been ones that subscribe, I go on your thing and watch. There's so many. There's so many. And they're all good. And they all, it's just like so many are taking patterns and sort of using them as bases and then sort of putting your own little quirk on it to make it look what you want it to look like. And I think that's wonderful. But thank you for subscribing. I babble on and babble like a brook, and you don't need to hear all this crap. But I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And I was so happy to see Z yesterday. I have been so concerned about her with her rheumatoid arthritis and things going on in her life. And I just want her to know that we're all there for her. So I don't even think she watches my channel. But, I just want her to know that we're there for her if she needs anything, somebody to talk to. I'd even give her my phone number. Hell, maybe somebody will call me. Oh, I do have one more other thing to bring to your attention. I know I have my TV on and it's bright, but I thought we'd give a little disco lighting from the TV. Oh dear. Anyway, I had come up with an idea. If you all remember, North Carolina was hit very hard last year with floods and the hurricane. And I saw something on TV, on one of the channels from Fayetteville, I think it was, one of the news reports from Fayetteville, North Carolina, about how people were still struggling, getting together, trying to get their lives back together and get their kids situated. So I called my sister-in-law. She lives there near Fayetteville in a little town called Linden. And I said, it's my great nephew, but it's her grandson. And he's in a little school there near Linden, or near Fayetteville, whatever, in that area. And they have, I don't know, maybe, she says anywhere between 250 to 300 kids from kindergarten to second grade, first grade. So that, anyway, but I'll get all the statistics. Anyway, I told her, I said, well, I'm in this community, crochet community here, and, I made all these little hats for him, but I thought, well, geez, these kids need things. And I'm sure a hat or a scarf is probably the last thing they need. So anyway, I'm going to get the statistics, and I thought maybe as a community, all of you guys that watch me or whatever, is that we can make a hat or a hat and a scarf or just a hat for these kids, and we can match them up or whatever. But over the year for next year, because my sister-in-law, she said that people are they're having a hard time, a really hard time. I thought if we could just help just a little bit, that it would make a difference for them and how appreciative they would be to all of us guys that we're out there trying to help. Some of us can't get out of our houses. We don't go anywhere, but yet we have this great talent, and that talent we could use to help somebody else. So you guys think about it. As soon as I get all the information from my sister-in-law and I put it together in my head, then I will let you know, and maybe we could do a hat a month or a hat every quarter, whatever, that we could make enough hats to to help all those little kids there in that little school. And he is now in first grade, so he will be moving up to another school. But that, I told him that didn't make any difference whether he was going there or not, that we could help this little school. She said it's a small school. It's a tiny school. But those are the people in that area. I mean, they're out in the country and they got flooded out of their homes. They're trying to rebuild. And I'm sure the last thing, in their mind is something like this. So we could help out as a community. But I'll keep you posted, and I'll do a special video just for that. And no chit-chat. I won't chit-chat. I won't run off at the mouth. But you guys think about it, and I'll get all the information together, and we'll see what we can come up with. I think it's a great idea. And my sister-in-law is going to help us out with it. So I'll keep you posted and get the information and get back to you. Well, I'm going to go, and I don't know what time it is, and I really don't care what time it is, but I think it's time for my little snack. I have a little afternoon snack. So I think I'm going to go get me an orange or maybe some ice cream. Ice cream sounds better, doesn't it, than an orange, but I have to have my 2 or 3 fruits a day. It helps me out a lot. But we'll see. Okay? And I will talk to you good people later. Bye.